A Letter to God by G.L. Fuentes is a beautiful story about faith and the power of nature. It tells the story of Lencho, a hard-working farmer who writes a letter to God. He asks for help after a hailstorm destroys his crops. This story is a classic because it reminds us of the importance of hope. It also shows us the beauty and power of the natural world. A Letter to God is also known for its use of poetic devices. These literary tools enhance the story. They make it more vivid and engaging. Let us delve into some of these devices. We will explore how they bring the story to life. We'll focus on personification, metaphors, and similes. Personification is like giving human qualities to non-human things. Think about how we say the sun smiled down on us. The sun can't actually smile, but it helps us imagine a bright, happy day. In A Letter to God, Fuentes uses personification to describe the house and the field. He writes, "The house sat on the crest of the hill." A house can't sit like a person, but this description helps us picture the house perched high on the hilltop. This creates a sense of peace and isolation. Another example is, "The field promised a good harvest." A field cannot make a promise. Yet this phrase conveys Lencho's hope. The field represents his livelihood. The use of personification shows us how important the land is to him. Metaphors are like secret codes for our brains. They directly compare two unlike things. They say one thing is another to help us understand it better. For example, life is a journey doesn't mean we're literally walking all the time. It means we have experiences and learn along the way. In the story, Fuentes uses metaphors to describe the hailstones and rain. He writes, "The big drops were 10-cent pieces and the little ones were 5s. This helps us visualize the size and impact of the hailstones. It also highlights the destructive force of the storm. The hailstones are compared to coins, symbolizing the potential financial loss for Lencho. Another striking metaphor is a curtain of rain. This comparison helps us picture the heavy rainfall. The rain creates a barrier between Lencho and the outside world. This emphasizes his isolation and despair. Similes are like bridges connecting two ideas. They use like or as to compare things. Imagine saying he's as strong as an ox. We understand the man is very strong because we know oxen are powerful animals. Fuentes uses similes to create vivid images in our minds. He describes the field after the hailstorm. The field was white, as if covered with salt. This comparison helps us visualize the scene. The once green field is now barren and white. Another simile describes Lencho's hard work, working like an animal in the fields. This might sound negative at first, but it actually emphasizes Lencho's dedication and the physical effort he puts into his work. He toils tirelessly to provide for his family. Perhaps the most powerful simile in the story is that a plague of locusts would have left more than this. This comparison to a devastating event emphasizes the complete destruction of Lencho's crops. It highlights the severity of the situation and evokes a sense of despair. These poetic devices in A Letter to God do more than just tell a story. They transport us to the field with Lencho. We feel the weight of the hailstones, the despair after the storm, and the unwavering faith in his letter. Through Fuentes' skillful use of language, we experience the world through Lencho's eyes.